Many people think that Alaska is the ultimate SHTF heaven. But what people don't know, that living in Alaska during a collapse could be more dangerous than anywhere else. Here's the thing, y'all. A lot of folks seems to fantasize that Alaska, the last frontier, is this land that you can carve and then you can build a cabin and you can live that self-sufficient life. To a point it is, but there are a lot of things that you have to keep in consideration. Alaska, for all intended purposes, is not a place that you can make mistakes. Essentially what I'm saying is Alaska is unforgiving. Let me put it like this. Isolation in Alaska is true. It's no BS. You think that you're gonna be like living, I don't know, like in Florida, where you have millions of people. Well, guess what? And I'm gonna give you some numbers so you can understand the magnitude of how isolated you can be in Alaska. The total population of Alaska is approximately 741,000 people, give or take, based on Alaska official numbers from 2024. The permanent residents, those who get PFD, the permanent fund, they give you a check every year once you become a resident. It's around 600,000 people. That's based on PFD numbers. So you have approximately 141 people who are not permanent residents. That means that snowbirds, new arrivals, tent workers, they work out of state. Of that, you have to consider that 21.7% of Alaska population is over the age of 60. That is a significant number. Of that number, those numbers that I told you before, you have approximately 59,000 people who are transit people, meaning that tourist season workers, less than 6 months stay. You have approximately 29,000 people who are military, meaning that they are stationed in Alaska. I want you to think about all of that and consider that the actual number of people, residents, living in Alaska, removing military, is approximately 585,000 people. If the shit hits the fan tomorrow, I venture to say that that number needs to be cut in half. So you're going to have approximately 250,000 people left in the entire state. That's me giving you an estimate. You got it, older folks are going to leave, younger people are going to leave, and all of that good stuff. And just people don't want to struggle. So the shit hit the fan, and now isolation hits for reals. With isolation comes no backup. And unless you have a strong relation with your neighbors, well, that isolation that it was considered a strength now becomes a liability. Supply chain dependency. Over 90% of everything we use, food, fuel, medicine, come from outside. If that stops, the shelves go empty within days. The climate. Alaska has extreme climate. Winter here is not just cold, it's deadly. So without reliable heat, fuel, and shelter, people are not just going to be uncomfortable, they will die. Most Alaskans rely on fuel-driven vehicles. If the power goes out, they rely on generators. They rely on toilet stoves for heating. But if the fuel stops, no gas, no heat, no survival. We send fuel to the low 48 for that fuel to be refined, and then it gets shipped all the way up here again. Limited medical access. In the best of time, it's hard to find healthcare here in Alaska. The majority of people have to fly to Seattle or to the low 48 to get medical attention. SHTF, no hospital, no evacs, no antibiotics. One injury, one infection, you're done. So perhaps now you understand why when everybody says, oh, Billy, you have a lot of toys. They are not toys, they are tools. ATVs are tools, the Argo is a tool, the snow machine is a tool. Having extra fuel is a necessity, not a luxury. Having ammunition and extra firearms, it is not a luxury. If the chain supply stops, we are 90% dependent on the supply chain. So if that stops, that's it. By now you're probably asking yourself, oh my God, Billy, are you sure you want to live in Alaska? I do. I do rather be here in Alaska, where isolation may drive people crazy, where the chain supply dependency is 90%, where winter is extreme, where medical access is limited. I'd rather be here. What we had done is we have put contingencies over all these issues. So here's the thing. Alaska may not be the best place for you to weather out in SHTF. For us, we have made it home. So keep that in mind. Never assume that any place in the world is perfect. You have to make it livable. You have to make it that you will be able to weather out in SHTF. And that's what we have done here. With that being said, I hope you have a great one. Like I was, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in the pinned comment below. Consider joining our Frontier Prepper Squad or let an adult to you run. It really does make a difference. And always remember, those who prepare today will not struggle tomorrow.